Just ahead on CTV News, Walla Blagay is sworn in as council member at large.
The room here just shows the work that I've done and how dedicated I've been on all the issues. So I'm ready to hit the ground running.
And public officials are highlighting a program to help Marylanders enroll in affordable health insurance. Plus, neighboring counties have increased their minimum wage for the new year. Find out how one advocacy group is pushing to raise wages statewide. These stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening and Happy New Year. This is CTV News for Monday, January 5th. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Jonathan Hunter. Thanks for joining us for the first show of the new year. Today, Councilwoman Walla Blagay was sworn in for the at-large council seat. She tells me she wants to continue the work she's done in District 6. It was standing room only inside the county council chambers today. People from all over came to see County Councilwoman Walla Blagay be sworn in to fill the vacant at-large council seat. Blagay says she is ready to get to work.
Later on this month, we're going to be in Brandywine talking about electricity. We're going to head right up the Beltway up to District 1. We're going to go all over the county, and we're heading to Bowie in February, so we're going to be busy.
Blagay has been in office since 2022. She previously served District 6. Since being in office, she focused on several issues, including improving wait times in the emergency room, rent stabilization, healthy restaurants, and more.
I've worked on so many things. Sometimes some people need to remind me, like, oh, remember you did this. So it's been a lot of work that we've been doing, and really slowly we're seeing the fruit of labor.
Blagay says she will miss serving District 6, but says she will never forget her constituents. Now that she is moving to the at-large council seat, her top priority, addressing the budget deficit.
We are facing a very huge deficit. We even looking at the increase in deficit with all of the cuts of the federal funds that we're facing. So we're looking at that, and that's number one. That will be my first focus. And of course, making sure this electricity issues, the bills is increasing. So we want to do that, and we're going to continue on health care.
The county council is currently looking for someone to fill the vacant District 6 seat. Blagay says she would like for the council seat to go to someone who is going to continue the work she started. And playing in their last game of the season, the Washington Commanders defeated their division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles, 24-17, after scoring 14 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. More on that game coming up later in sports.
County police had their hands full this weekend with multiple shootings just at the top of the year. The first incident happening earlier Saturday morning when officers responded to a shooting that left 3 men dead. This happened outside of a banquet hall located at the 4300 block of St. Barnabas Road. According to police, the suspect, 39-year-old Antonio Lancaster, arrived in the parking lot with one of the victims and began to open fire on the other 2. He then fled the scene and was located in Virginia on Sunday. Lancaster is charged with first and second degree murder.
And police are investigating another shooting that took place Sunday morning. Officers responded to a welfare check in the area of Watkins Park Plaza. They found a man inside his car suffering from gunshot wounds. He was later pronounced dead on the scene. County police held a press conference later this afternoon discussing the details of more incidents that happened over the weekend. We will be sure to bring you those updates tomorrow. As of now, anyone with any information on either of these cases are asked to call 1-866-411-TIPS.
And a split decision is now in the hands of the governor. Charles County Democrats have selected School Board Chair Yanel Moore-Lee to fill the vacant District 27 seat, a House seat, but Prince George's County Democrats backed a different candidate, Darrell Odom Sr. That means Governor Wes Moore will choose between the two to represent the district that spans both counties. The decision comes as the General Assembly is set to convene next week, adding urgency to an already unusual political standoff.
Getting health insurance in Maryland could be as easy as checking a box. Maryland leaders gathered in Baltimore this morning to spotlight the state's Easy Enrollment program, an effort to connect more people with affordable health insurance simply by checking a box on their state tax return. Officials say once that box is checked, Maryland Health Connection follow-ups with options for free or low-cost coverage. State leaders say the program has already helped thousands get insured, and they hope many more will follow up this year.
This is an incredibly straightforward program. Marylanders file their state tax returns. They can check one box to get connected with affordable health insurance options. That's it, one box. I'm gonna repeat it again. Here's how it works. Marylanders who want health insurance for 2026, including those who missed the January 15th open enrollment deadline, they simply, when they file their tax returns, need to check the box that say that they are interested in being connected with the Maryland Health Connection.
Officials also announced a new $100,000 ad campaign launching today using radio billboards, transit, and digital ads aimed at reaching people who may not realize they qualify for the coverage.
Well, President Trump says the U.S. will now run Venezuela after a secret military operation captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, an action taken without congressional approval. The administration says Maduro will face U.S. drug trafficking charges, while Democrats in Congress are calling the strike illegal and an abuse of power. World leaders warn the unprecedented action could escalate global tensions. Politicians are weighing in, reacting to the move. In a statement, Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen said, quote, "President Trump has put our troops in harm's way, and he has not provided a clear, fact-based rationale for these actions, nor the long-term strategy following these strikes." Meanwhile, Republican Congressman Andy Harris said, quote, "No question about it, he," referring to Maduro, "was a dangerous narco-terrorist who was poisoning tens of thousands of our youth with the drugs he was sending to the United States. It's about time he was brought to justice, and I'm glad the president did it." And today, Maduro pled not guilty in a U.S. court appearance. Meanwhile, Congress is back, and it's facing the same fights, tighter deadlines, and midterm pressure. Lawmakers returned to Washington this week with health care costs and government funding topping the agenda. A deal that ended last year's historic shutdown expires January 30th, giving Congress just weeks to avoid another funding crisis. This month, the House is expected to vote on a 3-year extension of the Affordable Care Act subsidies pushed forward by Democrats and a handful of Republicans using a rare discharge petition to bypass GOP leadership. With slim margins, looming midterm elections, and unfinished spending bills, 2026 is shaping up as a high-stakes year on Capitol Hill. You're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Jonathan Hunter. Still to come, tired of renting or dealing with those noisy neighbors?
Well, the county's Department of Housing and Community Development is expanding its home buyer assistance program. I'll have details on that and on that story and how you can take advantage after the break.
Come on, move. Of course, there aren't any spots. A few minutes won't hurt anybody. Thanks, Grandma.
Paralyzed Veterans of America works tirelessly every day to create a more accessible America. Let's leave the accessible spaces to the people who actually need them. Whatever the reason, excuses don't excuse. Join PVA and be part of the solution. Honor the spot.
Hi, I'm Elijah. In the summer, I like playing basketball on the trampoline. When I'm hungry, it affects me. Like if I'm trying to read, I'll go to sleep, or if I'm trying to do something around class, I'll get distracted. When I grow up, I want to be a robotic engineer. I want to build robots that can help around the house. Helping people makes me feel proud of myself.
A heartbreak during the holidays as a Suitland man is in custody for the death of his infant child. 24-year-old Khalil Brooks Clark is charged with child abuse and murder of his 4-month-old son, Cairo Brooks. According to police, officers went to his apartment on December 27th after receiving a call about an unresponsive infant. Cairo was later pronounced dead at the hospital. An autopsy report declared his cause of death was blunt force trauma. Brooks Clark was a sole caregiver of Cairo during the time of his injuries.
It was a scene unlike any other. A large pile of burning mulch causes a brush fire here in the county. On your screen is a view of Prince George's Fire and EMS tackling the blaze. This happened Sunday afternoon at the 13600 block of Tower Road in Brandywine. The county crews also had some help from Charles County and the State's Department of Natural Resources. No injuries have been reported. Investigators are working to determine what caused the fire.
According to new data, Maryland lost almost 15,000 jobs last year, maintaining its spot as the state with most federal jobs lost. The loss of 14,600 federal jobs in Maryland is part of the larger effort by the Trump administration to slash the size of the federal workforce. The Maryland Department of Labor last reported the state lost another 700 federal jobs in September. In total, Maryland has lost about 9% of its federal workforce since January. The loss of federal jobs is also a blow to Maryland's economy, as those looking for employment aren't paying as many taxes.
There's a push to increase the minimum wage in Maryland. Currently, the statewide minimum wage is $15 an hour, and individual counties have the option of setting a higher minimum wage. One Fair Wage and Advocacy Group is pushing for the state's minimum wage to be $25 an hour. In Prince George's County, large employers with 50 or more employees have to pay at least $17.24 an hour. The council also passed a measure to index the minimum wage tied to inflation. Councilwoman Juanita Fisher says this is an important issue, but something that needs to be discussed thoroughly.
You know, Maryland has been a leader. Actually, it was Delegate Diana Fennell from our county who led the minimum wage effort a few years ago when I was in the State House. I'm excited to work with them this upcoming session to see what we can come up with. I know that our Maryland General Assembly is going to be taking some tough choices and seeing the impacts on industry. So we want all Marylanders to have a living wage, and we want people to be able to work 48 hours a week and produce for their families. But there's a lot of things when you move minimum wage, what that takes into account.
This year, Howard and Montgomery counties are set to see minimum wage pay increases. As students headed back to their classrooms and campuses today, one group of graduate students here in College Park is standing up against high rent. Organizers from the Graduate Labor Union are calling on the University of Maryland to raise graduate stipends, create guaranteed on-campus housing for grad students, and cap rent prices in university-affiliated housing. This comes after many grad students have felt they are being, quote, priced out of their College Park rental market and that their rent exceeds more than 1/3 of their income.
As housing prices and rent keep climbing, Maryland lawmakers and advocates say they agree on one thing: families need protection in an unstable housing market. But balancing renter protections with the push to build more housing is getting harder, especially with shrinking federal funds. Advocates warn many renters are already living on the edge as cuts to assistance programs add pressure. Lawmakers are now weighing eviction protections, rental assistance funding, and how to boost housing supply with major housing fights expected in the year ahead. But if you're looking to buy a home in 2026, a homebuyer assistance program is expanding its benefits. The Pathway to Purchase Homebuyer Assistance Program helps eligible first-time homebuyers receive up to 100% more than previous assistance, from $2,500 to now up to $50,000 in financial aid to support down payment and closing costs. We spoke with Jonathan Butler, director of the Prince George's County Department of Housing and Community Development, about the new guidelines.
We know that there is a housing crisis that's going on. Not only there is a shortage of housing, but also there is a need to increase home ownership as well, which is becoming challenging for first-time home buyers. And what we're finding is that $25,000 or up to $25,000 is good in terms of home buying assistance, but more is also better in this case. And so we hope to dramatically improve home ownership throughout Prince George's County.
For more information, you can visit the county's website for details on how to apply. And still to come on CTV News, if you use traditional mail for paying bills or voting, changes have begun at USPS.
After the break, find out how a long-standing practice could impact upcoming elections. Stay with us.
Dear Santa, I hope you are having a good day in the North Pole. Is it cold all the time there? Is that why your cheeks are so rosy? I bet all of your reindeer are very excited. All right, guys. Is your beard long? My dad's is scratchy. My mom says I'm a good helper. But you didn't come last year. Was my chimney broken? Or did you forget? I do that sometimes. I just really hope this year when I wake up, I'm gonna see that you came to my house too.
Donate to Toys for Tots and help the Marines deliver hope to a child in need.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans?
From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service.
Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
And we now have a tragic story about a hero gone too soon.
An officer retiring and ready to live out the rest of his days sadly had his life cut short. Master Corporal John Nicholson, also known as Big Nick, who is on the right, was just celebrating at his retirement party on New Year's Eve with the Prince George's County Department of Corrections facility.
Later that night, Nicholson's pickup truck drifted off the road and into a pole near Crane Highway North at Defense Highway. Nicholson had been working in the department since 2001 and won a Valor Award during his time on the emergency response team. If you rely on U.S. Postal Service to cast your ballots, file taxes, or even pay bills, a new rule makes it clear you should plan ahead. The new rule will impact postmarks, which include a date, stamp, and can offer proof that a piece of mail was turned in by a legal deadline. The changes come after President Trump's drive to restrict mail-in voting and questioning mail-in or mail fraud in previous elections. The Postal Service says any customer who wants to ensure a piece of mail receives a postmark can take it to the retail counter and simply just ask. NASA's biggest library is shutting its doors, and critics warn irreplaceable space history could be lost. The agency is closing its largest research library at Goddard Space Flight Center. It is home to roughly 100,000 books and documents, some dating back more than a century, and many are not digitized and exist nowhere else, including records from the Apollo era and the Soviet space race. The Trump administration says the closure is part of a broader campus reorganization with dozens of buildings, labs set to shut down by March. NASA says researchers can still access materials digitally or through the interlibrary loans.
Well, Maryland Public Television says it's committed to lifelong learning after federal funds ends. Trump defunded NPR, PBS, and NPT through an executive order back in May, calling government contributions outdated. Now, with an annual $41 million budget, NPT, who is a member of the Public Broadcasting Service, has been able to stay afloat in part due to a $36 million contribution from the state. Last year, NPT rolled out 108 hours of original content with more than 200 productions for local and national audiences. And Amazon is testing out new Whole Foods store formats. Referred to as daily shops, the stores will offer quick service items like grab-and-go foods and wellness products. The small stores will stand at no more than 8,000 square feet and is meant to fit in high-traffic areas like city centers and complement nearby Whole Foods locations. Amazon has been trying out grocery strategies for years, hoping to find one that sticks. And the closest daily shop location is in Arlington, Virginia. And don't go anywhere just yet. It's almost time for our Monday sports page.
That's right. More on the Commanders' win and a sad loss for my Baltimore Ravens. We have those stories right after the break.
What I love the most about the holidays, it's a time to bring everybody together. Even with 2 full-time jobs, it gets hard to make ends meet.
The holidays should be a time for joy, not worry. Together, we can make sure every family has what they need to celebrate.
In the holiday box that we receive from the food pantry, we usually get a large turkey, boxes of stuffing, yams.
You can help every family gather around a full table this holiday season. Learn how you can help at feedingamerica.org.
Having low income can mean making tough choices. Choosing between paying for food or medication or a place to live is a reality for many people. Do you know someone who could use some extra help? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. SSI is money you can use to help pay for basic needs, like putting food on the table, keeping the lights on, paying the rent. It can mean new shoes for growing feet or help with medical needs. Call 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSI to schedule an appointment or start to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
It's time for your Monday sports page. With Jaden Daniels and Marcus Mariota out, third-string quarterback Josh Johnson led the Washington Commanders to their last victory of the season. Playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, they had a game-winning rushing touchdown with 2 minutes left to go, winning the game 24-17. After a tough season due to injuries, the Commanders finished their season with a 5-12 record. Here's what the players had to say about winning the final game of their season.
It feels good, you know. Obviously, that's how you wanted to end the season. You know, you wanted to go to playoffs, but like you said, ups and downs, and the good thing that we did was end the season on a win.
It feels good. It wasn't perfect by any means, but late in the game we were able to lean on the run game, and the O-line and Chris Rodriguez and those backs did a great job of going out there and getting the dirty.
And on the bright side, linebacker Bobby Wagner recorded 5 tackles this game, which puts him at 2,000 career tackles. He now joins 2 all-time greats, Ray Lewis and London Fletcher, as the only players in NFL history to hit that mark. Here's what he had to say about joining that list.
It means a lot because, it was a long time ago when I reached out to those guys, and they were so grateful with their time. Giving me advice, helping me, answering any question that I had, spending time with me. And so to join a group with them is just a blessing and, something I'm proud of just because, I just tried to apply what they taught me as much as I could. And I was grateful.
With the Commanders' season being over, their focus has shifted to the 2026 NFL Draft, where they are currently set to pick 7th overall on April 23rd. All right, and to my fellow Baltimore Ravens fans, you might want to cover your ears for this one. This is very painful for me. The Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers matched up on Sunday Night Football, where the winner wins the AFC North and makes the playoffs. Two-time MVP Lamar Jackson and the Ravens got the ball back down by 2 with 47 seconds left in the game. The Ravens were able to set up a 44-yard field goal for rookie kicker Tyler Loop for the win. But unfortunately, the kick was right, no good. And this is the first time since 2021 that my Baltimore Ravens missed the playoffs. Oh, man.
And switching over to basketball news, the Lady Terps defeated Indiana 82-67 behind Oluchi Okonawa career-high 34 points. They are now 15-1 this season and 12-0 at home for the first time since their 2014-2015 season. And sticking to Maryland Terps basketball, former men's basketball player Jameer Young had a stellar NBA G League performance on Saturday. He recorded 32 points, 7 rebounds, and 12 assists. He's averaging 23 points per game, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds so far this season.
And now for a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be cloudy and pretty calm out. Tomorrow is going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 52. Wednesday will be sunny with a high of 57. And Thursday will be mostly sunny. It will be 56 degrees. And we have a chance of rain later that night.
And for our community calendar, are you looking to develop social collaboration and communication skills all while having a good time? Why not learn the art of improvisation? Starting tomorrow, the county's Parks and Recreation Department is hosting a 6-week improv class. Classes will run until February 6th at the Public Playhouse. For tickets or more information, visit pgparks.com. And have a story to tell? You can reach out to our CTV News tip line.
You can give us a call at 301-386-4085, or you can send an email to ctvnews@pgctv.org. As always, we look forward to hearing directly from you.
All right, that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
We're going to see you again tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.
This is the story of the American Cancer Society, a proven history of 110 years of wins in advocacy, research, and patient support. The story of how people don't have to face cancer alone. Because for 110 years, we have made significant progress against cancer together. Increasing our chances of survival by championing early detection tools and funding and conducting studies like the one that helped reduce smoking's deadly grip. Providing lifelines through patient support for people with cancer and those who love them. Like a home away from home for free. And helping make real change by raising all our voices to make cancer research a national priority. From day one, we believe that research can save lives. We have been committed to providing unwavering support, and we continue to stand up to achieve important policy change. Because we know that's how we can achieve quality cancer care that's equal for all. We are proud of our wins, but even more proud of the brave people that deal with cancer every day. And of all of you that support, donate, volunteer, and work to make it better for every cancer, every life. Now, let's keep making history together. Let's keep winning until we can end cancer as we know it for everyone.